Hello everyone, my name is Jessica Locke and I hope you've seen some of our other videos of our crafts here at Blue Seed. Today I have a wood block printmaking craft for you for elementary art. So we're going to go ahead and get started and learn a little bit about India. So have you ever made a picture that you liked and wish that you could draw it over and over again in the same way? One of the traditional arts of India solved this problem. It's a form of printmaking with wooden blocks. Artists carve a picture out of a wooden block and then they add paint or ink and press it onto paper. This way the artist can make sure the same picture comes out over and over again, and it always looks the same as the first one. So you can make several prints with just one item. Can you think of anything else we use that is like this? Like your cereal boxes. They always come with the same image on them. So they are continuously making that same image, just like we're going to do. So we often use rubber stamps the same way. We press the rubber picture onto an ink pad and then press it onto paper. The ink moves from the rubber to the paper. The picture is always the same. The traditional woodblock process is quite similar. The difference is that the way they use the wood instead of rubber and ink is made from vegetables, plants, and minerals. It was often used to print designs on fabric as well. What did the Indian arts draw on their wood blocks? Well, often they used to draw flowers, plants, and leaf designs. They also made decorative pictures of animals in India, such as peacocks and elephants. Sometimes their blocks were not pictures of anything, but rather a pattern or abstract design. What would you make a block print picture of? Today we are going to make our own printing blocks out of foam. We will use paint to print the same picture over and over again. So in your kits, you're going to get a foam block like this, and you're going to use a dull pencil. And you will have a nice piece of paper similar to this, where you can paint on your foam and then press it onto your paper. So you can do several prints. I've had a couple of them come out okay, and I could layer those prints with different colors and go back over it. So these are just some of the ones that I have done. Again, I'll show you those. So, and my first stencil I made was a heart. I'm actually going to do a leaf print like they used to do today. And I have some red paint and I have my sponges to apply the paint. So the paint dries very quickly, but it is tempera paint, so not as quick as acrylic, which is the problem I had here. So we switched to tempera paint for this project. So I'm gonna set my instructions aside and go ahead and get started. So I wanna make a leaf, so I'm going to actually just push my pencil right down into the styrofoam just to make a little bit of a relief pattern here in the styrofoam. And you can see as I push down, it actually goes right into that styrofoam. And that's so when I put the paint on, it doesn't go into the crack, but rather around the crack to leave this relief impression on the paper. So you'll see how that comes out. And then I'm just gonna add a little stem in here. Pretty basic here. So this is just a simple pattern. You guys can do something related to leaves or floral, or you can even do the heart that I did. So it's just a pretty basic thing here. Again, you can add more detail if you want. You could add a couple more leaves. Maybe I'll do one more leaf to make it be cute. Let's see. Just a little design impact here. We'll go like this. And then just more stem. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use this pattern and I'm gonna create an image right under my heart here on this paper. So you can see how I do that. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna roll up my sleeves because this paint can get messy. And take my sponge, fold my little guy in half, And I'm gonna start to apply the paint everywhere so that very softly. I'm not pushing it in because I don't want it to actually go into my cracks. And it did a little bit, so we might see how that comes out. But very softly put your paint on and try to avoid your cracks. And let's see. I got a little bit on the back. We'll just push that off. Add it to the front. No biggie. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and make my impression on my paper. And I'm gonna try to center it on the paper so that it looks nice, and I might be able to cut it out and give it as a gift. So then I'm just gonna rub, and it's tempera paint, so it'll come right off. It's okay if my fingers get a little dirty. And I wanna make sure it comes out. I might flip it over and rub on this side just to make sure that all that stuff comes out. Now usually in a printmaking, you'll have this little bamboo piece that you rub over. But because we're not here at Blue Seed, we can't do it that way, unfortunately. So we're using our resources from home. So then I'm gonna go ahead and flip it over and we'll see how it turned out. Okay, so you can see where it's made the leaf lines in here, and it's very interesting. And you can actually take this, rinse this off, and you can add another color to it if you'd like. So I could add like a blue, and then it would make it even more interesting. And then you could cut it out, you can frame it. So that's our printmaking lesson for today, and thank you for visiting us.